What's up, everyone? How are we doing? It's Thomas with Real Broker here in St. Augustine. Like I am every Wednesday at 8 p.m., we're going over the local market stats. We're going over the relevant news that you need to know about if you're living in the area, if you're thinking about moving to the area. And also, we're going to cover any questions that you guys might have. So if you do have any questions, make sure you let them fly in the comments below. Like we always do, we're going to hop right into the market stats because I know that's really important for a lot of people. They want to know, is our market crashing or is it going up? Is it going down? What's happening with interest rates? As we know, interest rates this past week have gone down, which is a good thing. But a lot of people think that it's going to affect demand overnight, and it just unfortunately it doesn't work like that. So take a look here. I'm going to share my screen, and sharp drop in mortgage rates does little to boost demand. Now, mortgage application volume actually rose 2.7% last week, but obviously, just going down for a little bit. When we were in that 5 to 6 range, I think people were starting to get accustomed to that 5 to 6% interest rate, and then we hopped to sevens really quickly, and I think that just kicked a lot of people in the teeth. On a weekly average, the rate on the 30-year fixed mortgage rate was conforming loan balance decreased from 6.9% went to 6.9% from 7.14%. So it didn't really decrease all that much, and it wouldn't make that significant of a change in your payment on a monthly basis. And if you were, if you were kind of pushed out by the market before, a difference of a half of a point in interest rate probably is going to be enough to bring you back in where you're feeling comfortable with your payment and everything, and going forward in the payment for 30 years, right? So I think that's kind of one of those things where it's like they got to talk about something, but sharp drop in mortgage rates does little to boost demand. I mean, yeah, like we're also going into the holiday seasons here too. So we have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas, we have New Year's. So those are big holidays where a lot of people don't do anything. And even people that are selling their home, they don't want to go on the market because they're going to have people coming through their house during the holidays. They have their plans. Maybe they have family coming over. Maybe they're going somewhere and they got to leave the dog and have a pet sitter. Whatever that is, there's tons of reasons why people don't want to list or buy or sell a home during that time. And, the sharp drop in mortgage interest rates from 7.14 to 6.9. I mean, that's just marketing words right there. That's not really a crazy drop. It went from like 7.14 to 5.9. I would say a sharp drop, but I don't think that is. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you think that's a significant thing to bring people back into the market. Really, I believe if we were in that 5 to 6% range, I think that's a lot. That's an interest rate that a lot of people can stomach, especially when they're looking at the market that we had with 3% interest rates. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to be able to hear what you guys think. Get some engagement on here, and also let me know, where are you guys from? Where are you tuning in from? Are you local here in St. Augustine? Are you looking to move here, relocate, buy, or invest here in the area? Let me know in the comments below. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again, and we're going to check out, let's see here. We're going to check out the market stats. So I already messed with this a little bit, so I was messing with it earlier. So we'll just do this how we always do. This is the past week. So last Wednesday, we've had 773 new listings hit the market here. 271 went contingent, taking backups. 699 went pending. So that's 700. That's 971 went off the market, and then 537 closed versus the new listing of 773. So the inventory, it looks like, the past couple of months with those interest rate increases, with inflation, with everything going on with Ukraine and everything, and the economy and stocks and cryptocurrency, and now FTX. Listings have started coming up on the market. The buyer demand has been going down, right? Days on market also following that similar trend where it was moving up and up and up. Where at days on market, we're at 45 days on market. Whereas a year ago this time, let's see, we were at 30 days on market. So that's still a very, very small amount of time. When it talks about a real estate transaction, you're talking about a month. Now let's see here, sold price and sold median price. Let me see if I can maximize this real quick. Oh, of course. And so we want to just look at let's just say I can't see this middle one because this bar here, but sold median price October 22nd for the entire northeastern Florida area went up to 355,000, up from 347,000 in September, which I think is a big note there, because we are really in the throes of everything going on here with the economy, with inflation, with housing prices. And that was one of the main things that the Fed wanted to do, is move housing prices down. But that's going to be specific. It's not going to be in certain areas. And maybe that's what we're seeing here. So average sold price as well. So 416.9. So 417 went up to 441K. Now that's up from the previous 2 months, it looks like, where we were at 443K in June for average sale price. Then it declined for 3 months until we hit 417. And now we're back up at 441. I will say with that, just a little side note, we don't have as many sales as we did last year. Now, or within the past couple months, I imagine that's also slowed down too. Really, whenever October hits, most real estate agents start planning for the new year, because November, December, unless you have people that are already like, hey, I'm coming, we're doing this, most people aren't looking to make the move at that time. So if they are looking to buy or sell, they're serious about it and they want to move forward. But if they're not, they're more than likely waiting till the new year. So either way, let's see what we got here. We got some comments. Jason Jolgren. Let's see. Hello from Colorado, coming for a visit in a few days. Awesome, Jason. Hey, I appreciate you being here on the live stream. If you have any questions about the area or anything to do while you're in town, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to be able to help you out, but I appreciate you being here tonight. All right, so let's head on here. So I'm going to also go over the sun stats too, and I did this last week. So let me just share my screen one more time. We'll just do this real quick. And this one only has up till September, so it doesn't exactly have the most up-to-date stats, but it will, I imagine. And once we get them, I'll share them with you. So average sale price in St. Johns County went from 745, and this past past couple months, it's gone down to 663, whereas this past month it's gone up to just under 700. So the change year over year, 25.6%. Where we were at, let's see, we were in May, we were up almost 30% year over year. That's pretty astonishing when you think about it. How this market's really started to move, how many people are relocating to our area. I just saw another article today that I think over the next 5 years, 300,000 people a year are expected to move to Florida. So let's go into the next news story, which I covered before, and I think this is really important if you are a homeowner here in the area. If you live in Duval County in Jacksonville, this is going to be something that you really want to know. So share my screen here real quick. And this also is one of the ways that I think the city of Jacksonville has really been on the ball, honestly, in terms of trying to deal with what's going on in the world today. Housing costs going up so much. We have so many people moving here that make money in other places where the average income is much higher, the property value is higher. They just have more money, and they're coming down here, buying all the property, causing rents to go up. We have a lot of retirees. We have a lot of people that move for the military. We have a lot of people that are moving just because it's cheaper than where they're from. So Jacksonville approves expansion of accessory dwelling units. So accessory dwelling units, also referred to as ADUs, are going to be something that Jacksonville homeowners that are in low density single family neighborhoods are going to be able to add these ADUs in order to add some money to their pocket to deal with what's going on with the gas prices, the housing prices, and just overall inflation. So I really think that is a great idea. And also, I mean, it should be allowed anyway. I think it's kind of crazy that people can tell you what you can do with your own personal property. If you want to put another little unit on it and it doesn't change anything, about anyone else's yard. I don't know. Seems to me like you should be able to do that. But I really like that move, and I hope St. Johns County takes a note from Duval County in this respect, because that's something that can easily be done in a lot of the communities that need to have these some extra income. So, I mean, easily, it's going to cost you some money to put that in, but definitely would be worth it, I think, for anyone looking to do that on their own property. But what do you think? Do you guys have any experience with accessory dwelling units? Not necessarily putting them in, but how they've affected a neighborhood around you, or if you've ever seen anything like this, or if you think it's a negative thing for Jacksonville or a positive thing. Let me know in the comments below. I really like to be able to know what you guys think about that one there. So let's take a look here. And this is something that I wanted to bring up too, because we just talked about wages, and how, obviously in Florida, we don't have the wages that California, that New York has. So according to ADP, Florida wages see growth despite inflation. So I think part of the reason that the Fed is raising rates so aggressively is that they want to lower everything. They want to lower wage increases and everything like that. Median annual salary is now $49,100 according to ADP. Now, the average teacher salary here is $45,000, so that sounds about right to me. And in St. Johns County, the majority, the top 10 employers, one of them is the public education system here. So that makes a lot of sense to me that the median salary is around $45,000. It says that it's gone up 8.3% year over year versus the nationwide 7.8%. So we are actually ahead of the nation in terms of wage increases with everything going on here and the changes in the world, which seem to be happening every single day now. I feel like you get up and something else happened. Poland just got hit by accidental missiles, apparently. What kind of world are we living in these days, guys? Now FTX, which is like this crypto company, was funneling money from Ukraine to the U.S. voting. It's just very crazy, everything you're reading today. And man, you can't be informed enough on any of these topics, really. But if you have any questions about anything we've covered, guys, let me know in the comments below. I really like to be able to get you guys to engage a little bit on here. And this is something that I actually have a customer that has a daughter going to this school. And I learned a lot about the Florida School of Flagler College. They're purchasing the hotel to add student housing in their downtown location. So they're purchasing the Sebastian Hotel, which I think has about 150 rooms, which they honestly need for the kids that are going to school. Now, Flagler College is one of the main architectural wonders, you could say, of downtown St. Augustine. It's a beautiful campus. It's a liberal arts college. I believe it costs around like $50,000 a year to go to this school. So it's pretty pricey, but it's supposed to be one of the best schools for liberal arts in the entire country. I didn't go there, but that's what I hear. And they're right in downtown St. Augustine. So they're walking distance to everything in the historical district, Lincolnville, Uptown, Fullerwood. They're all within that area. And once upon a time, that area used to be significantly cheaper than it is today. Now, in today's world, the houses down there, a lot of them are historical homes that have been renovated. They're turned into Airbnbs, have now become a source for investment for a lot of people. Whereas the investment down there initially was towards that Flagler College demographic. They were going to rent out to these kids, have a little party town, little small college town. And now that the tourism industry has kind of gotten a good taste of St. Augustine, a lot of investors have gone into there. And because of the zoning, they're allowed to do short-term rentals and make a good bit of money doing so. So as a way to combat this, Flagler College bought a hotel right on the corner of US 1 and King Street, the Sebastian Hotel. So if you've driven there, you've seen it. It's a very colorful hotel. It's right on the water there. And it's pretty much catty-cornered from their already student housing and parking garage that's just over the bridge there. So definitely a good idea for them. And especially it cost them $20 million to buy that hotel. They're going to be using them for dormitory rooms. As of right now, they actually rent out, I think, 50 of the rooms for their kids already. So hopefully this will make it a little bit cheaper for these kids going to school here and looking to get an education. They'll still be within uh, walking, driving, biking distance from downtown St. Augustine, so really easy for them to get back over there. Then on top of that, they're talking about adding that railway station with 350 multifamily units right on the corner of US 1 and King Street. And if that brings people up to Jacksonville, you have kids coming in from Jacksonville going to Flagler College. I think it's a brilliant idea. Either way, I think that that's something that is really interesting because it's not just something that's affecting the local people here, it's affecting the businesses as well, right? So college is a business. It's not like they're doing it for free. Uh, they're having problems with their kids trying to find a place to live that's affordable. So really interesting, I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Love Nature from Virginia. How we doing? Oh my gosh, how cold it is up north. I was up there a couple weekends ago and it was 70 degrees. Beautiful. We were in Delaware and we were in Jersey and Pennsylvania. Leaves were changing. Everything was beautiful, 70, 75 degrees. And then now it's freezing up there. And here on Friday, we're actually going to get temperatures in like the low 40s on Friday morning and Friday night. So not really looking forward to that. I'm really sensitive now. I'm a soft boy because I'm now in Florida and it's hot all the time. Bring me the heat and I'll beat you guys out any day. But when it comes down to the cold, it goes under 60 and that's chilly. That's a good chill. That's a winter jacket time. So thank you for being here, Love Nature. I appreciate you as always. Hope you're staying warm up there in Virginia. Let's head on to the next news story, guys. I got a couple more. Unless you guys have some more questions, let me know in the comments below. Let's see here. Builder of Vilano Beach Blue House explains how it continues to weather the storms. So if you actually followed, if you watched my live stream last week, I covered this. And this is one house here, which, as you can see, has had some really major issues when it comes down to erosion of the house under it. And I said this last week. I said, whoever built that house needs to get interviewed because this is amazing. It's pretty much taken away everything. It took away some road front through Vilano Beach. And that's actually what they did. They interviewed the guy about how this house was still standing and how he was able to do it and if he would build it again. Essentially, what he said was that if he could build it again, he would do it if the client wanted it. He's like, at the end of the day, if St. Johns County approves it, the client wants it, and they want to pay for it, I'll do it again. Doesn't matter. And he's like, and people are wondering, well, how did you do this? His stock just went through the roof, in my opinion. It's Ruggieri Construction. I'll put the link in this below so you can go check it out yourself. But he said that he put the pylons 15 feet deep in the ground there. And he's like, it's designed. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So I just thought that was really interesting because I did call it last week. Ruggieri Construction, they've been around here for a long time. That house, honestly, since the last hurricane, it's been kind of, looks like it's been abandoned, honestly. It hasn't been very upkept on the outside. Definitely needed a good pressure wash before it lost its ground. But very impressive. You know, now you might be able to get a garage in St. Augustine if you wanted, or a basement. My mistake. You get a garage, no problem. But I always thought that was pretty interesting. So I got one more news story, guys. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I promise that if it's a simple question, it's not just on the top of your mind, it's on the top of someone else's mind. So you're not only helping out yourself, but you're helping out other people. Go you. So I'm going to share my screen here real quick. Okay. Now, so isn't this interesting? So St. Augustine area home prices fall 0.7% in October with houses for sale in high demand. So a typical St. Johns County home listed for $573 in October, down 0.7% from the month's $577. The median home price was up 14.6% from October 2021. St. Johns County median. So what really got me on this is that they didn't that's not median sale price at all. That's list price right there, right? So that's not sale price. So that's not home prices. That's literally when you see these headlines, you got to read a little bit. St. Augustine area home prices fall 0.7% in October, and the first line of this says that listing price compared to October of last year, or from the previous month, sorry, are down 0.7%. It's like, well, that's not the same thing. Those are two different things. So it's just very frustrating when you see all these articles, and I make thumbnails and YouTube videos or whatever. And, part of that is being a little bit clickbaity. That's kind of the whole point of thumbnails, right? So I understand why they do it, because you want people to click and watch and all that kind of stuff. But that is just misleading. And I really dislike that. I like informative things. So, speaking of informative, if you guys are on Instagram, I would like you guys to go ahead, and this is something created. Go ahead and like, subscribe, follow these people here. You can also follow me as well. But if you're looking to buy a house here in the Jacksonville, St. Augustine, Palm Coast area, you want to go ahead and follow the Market Distillery. This isn't, they don't pay any advertising for me or anything. This is just me finding a resource that I love, that I want to share with people, because the Market Distillery is run by guys who are at Bank of England. They do a great market report. That's a lot of where my market stats come from when I talk about the economic breakdowns and my bi-monthly market reports that I cover. A lot of those stats are from the Bank of England, and there's two guys there that really, they put it together, and they build the picture so well of what our market's doing, and it's just really, really great data. Now, the problem that we're running into is that data is coming from a biased source, right? They're coming from a mortgage company that wants to sell you loans. They want you to buy a house. They want you to sell a house. They want you to use a realtor. So that's the problem they kept running into. So they decided, you know what, we're gonna make our own company that's just a third party reference for market news. And it's called the Market Distillery Report. I'm gonna pull it over here on Instagram. I'll tag it. But it's definitely some of the best information, non-biased information, just giving you data that you need to make an educated decision, which is honestly what I'm trying to do here. If you ever feel that I'm not trying to do that, please let me know. Call me out in the comments below, and let me know, and get on my ass. But I'm gonna share my screen here real quick, and I'll show you. Press the wrong button. Show you exactly what kind of content that they cover, and I think a lot of it is important because it's data that I use just in my conversations with people. So here, I actually just talked about this. There's a lot of people moving to Florida, right? The Market Distillery, all one thing. In fact, estimates from the state project, 300,000 people relocate to Florida each of the next 5 years. Most of the people are coming from DC, New York, LA, Seattle, Washington, Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago. Okay, so a lot of people from the Northeast, a lot of people from the West. Here are the top states where people are actually moving from when buying on a home in Florida. So New York is the first here. We got Georgia as the second, California, Texas the fourth. What was that, North Carolina up there? No, Virginia, my mistake. What am I doing? Bad geography. And here's another reason why people want to move here, because the average cost of property taxes. So they have the green scale to the red scale, red being the worst, green being the best. Another good piece of data, right? What's that? Okay, I don't know how to get out of here. All right, so look at this. Same thing. It's a comparison between the days on market that we have today, where people are saying the market is going to crash. Look at where the market was in 2019. Average days on market was 93 days on market. We still got a little bit to go before we're even in a balanced market, guys. So great information. So this is the same thing. We're heading back to more of a normal market with our supply of inventory. Either way, guys, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. You can go ahead and follow the Market Distillery Report if you're looking for that third-party information. If you have any questions about that, I actually am planning to have Alex Stewart from the Bank of England, who runs the Market Report. We're going to have him on as a guest here in the future. Super excited for it. We're also going to be having Jeremy Knight with I think they're in the night team in Austin. So he's going to be based out of Austin, Texas. We're going to do a little bit of Texas versus Florida here on the live stream in a couple weeks. So stay tuned for those things. Now, guys, we're going to run into the last portion here. So I'm going to do the Q&A. So if you have any questions, I'll bring some answers. It looks like we got one question here from Jason. I'm going to go ahead and answer. So if you're like Jason, if you have any questions, if they're simple, maybe they're not. Maybe they're hard. Throw them out there. I'll do my best to answer them. So Jason asks, thank you for all your content. Do you have a favorite seafood restaurant in St. Augustine or Anastasia Island? It's really hard to choose, honestly, because there's so much good seafood around. In terms of what my favorite seafood place, I think probably the better question for you would be like, are you more of like a fish person? Are you more of like a shrimp person? For me, myself, I like a shrimp scampi. That's probably my favorite meal of all time. Pretty much any shrimp dish I'm going to go for. If you're looking for a combination of good food and good views, I would go with Caps on the Water. That one's pretty much on everyone's search list. St. Augustine Fish Camp, you can do those. A lot of good food in those, both those places. If you're looking for more of a local feel, Ned's Southside Kitchen. That one is a sleeper. A lot of people don't know that place, especially when you're coming to visit. But Ned's Southside Kitchen is very, very good. They have a dish called the Shrimp Jackson, it's really heavy. So it might be good for like a colder day, but it's very heavy. It's good. It's very good. So that is definitely a couple places that I recommend for seafood in St. Augustine. Trying to think of maybe an honorable mention for seafood, which, it's really tough because there is so much good St. Augustine seafood. If you are looking for your classic St. Augustine seafood, which is fried shrimp, then you got to go to Osteen's. They got the best fried shrimp in town. And I know you're thinking, it's fried shrimp. How different could it be? Just go to Osteen's, get some fried shrimp. You'll like it. And let me know what you think with the comments below. But guys, it looks like we are running out of questions here. So I appreciate you being here tonight. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. going over the market stats, going over the relative news, and we're also answering any questions that you guys have, hopefully giving you some good answers. So thank you for being here tonight, guys. I hope you have a great Wednesday night, and I'll see you next week.